Sometimes the universe turns the spotlight toward the one who has been overlooked the longest. Elon Musk's story is a living example of this. For years, he was mocked, underestimated, dismissed for having ideas that seemed too big, too strange, too impossible. Yet he stayed silent, watched, learned, and built. Every rejection and every loss shaped him into the man the world can no longer ignore. And your story is no different. In the text you gave, when you suddenly defeat the top player with a single effortless move, that moment was not an accident. Just like the victories people once labeled as luck in Musk's life, your breakthrough was prepared long before anyone saw it. You didn't need pressure. You didn't need force. The universe had already shifted the board in your favor. Your calmness was your strategy, your patience the foundation of your rise. The so-called champion's arrogance collapsed under the weight of your quiet strength. Just as Musk silenced those who said he would fail, you too are witnessing a divine correction unfolding in your own path. Pride has been defeated by humility, and your final move, once it lands, will be undeniable, because you have become the kind of legend no one can overlook anymore. Remember this, chosen one, just as Elon Musk seemed made for the moment, emerging exactly when the world least expected him, your time has also arrived. Being underestimated never weakened you. It refined you. And now, in front of everyone, your silence has become your roar. The patience of the underestimated is stronger than the noise of the proud. And you, the overlooked underdog, are rising into a legend that demands to be seen. This individual is used to winning. Being the greatest was central to their identities. They were comfortable and began to believe what they were being told. They believed invincibility to be true. Everyone else at the table, including you, was treated like a peasant. They saw someone who didn't belong when they looked at you. That was the mistake that proved to be disastrous. Arrogance was acting, but you were getting ready. You learned something from every game you lost. You learned patterns from every embarrassing experience. You were collecting information, not simply incurring losses. You were formulating a plan and awaiting the ideal opportunity to launch an attack. Now is the time. It was said that you were figured out. They were meant to know your boundaries. However, you weren't displaying everything. You were patiently holding back. Underestimation occurred, yet you were loaded by the divine. Others lack the understanding that you possess. Others cannot access the knowledge you possess. Your advantage is miraculous. No one was ready for what you have. You'll realize it when you show it. It would have been better to prevent this. Everything changes because of the knowledge you have. A few of you recently learned something you weren't meant to. You got a message or heard someone talking. You found some documents. A huge web of deceit was exposed by your one straightforward query. Now you sit there with proof and receipts. No one knows. Everyone continues to act as if their secrets are secure. But now you see it all. Your hidden weapon is this. This is the cannon that no one was aware of. It hasn't been fired yet. All you're doing is waiting and observing. You're allowing the conversation to go on. The fall is more difficult the larger the discussion. The exposure is more severe the more self-assured the look. You are well aware of when to do it. For best effect, it should be at the ideal time, not too early. Some of you received this knowledge via heavenly guidance. You didn't even search for it. Suddenly, it was just in front of you. That was a heavenly arrangement, not a coincidence. The universe put you in a situation where you could find what you needed. You're prepared and equipped now. It is impossible to learn or by the edge you possess. You possess heavenly revelation and superhuman intellect. The whole game will change when you deploy it. Take a look at the face now. Observe how the awareness that something is amiss begins to dawn. There is no confidence when they glance at their hand. In an attempt to improve the appearance from a new perspective, they reshuffle the cards. It doesn't. They gaze at their spouse, who also seems to be unhappy. There's a growing suspicion that you may have the spades. However, acceptance is not yet possible. To believe it is to acknowledge that all of their presumptions were incorrect. Their assessment of you is wholly wrong. Thus, what haughty people usually do will now occur. There will be bluffing. There will be even more talk. They'll make an effort to scare. Even while internal terror is beginning, they will pretend that control is still in place. and you'll allow it to occur. You'll sit there looking composed. You're not going to raise your hand. What is about to happen will become even more delightful with every word said now. Every proclamation and every brag will add to the satisfaction of the loss. That mouth is being used to dig a grave. You're just allowing the digging to go on while you sit there. You are aware that as you close your lips, the quiet becomes louder. It's your time now. It's time to begin tossing spades. It's time to get moving. It's time to start showing off what you've been hiding. The energy at this table will shift depending on which one you toss first. Something you have never done before will be done. You will communicate with a level of authority you have never had access to. Certainty will give you the courage to proceed. It comes from understanding that you are unbeatable. The person on the other side of you is going to experience something they haven't experienced in years. True terror. The type you get when you know you're in over your head. The type that results from realizing there was a serious arithmetic error. In front of everyone, they will see someone they disregarded completely control them. They are unable to stop it. They are unable to use intimidation, manipulation, or speech to get out. Sitting there and taking it is all they can do. You'll ensure that everyone can see and comprehend. You're expressing yourself. You're demonstrating that disrespect has a price. There's a cost associated with conceit. Poor treatment of others has repercussions. The exact guy they fired is publicly beating that expense. Watching someone who is deemed insufficient demonstrate extraordinary talent is the price. You are ensuring that the lesson is learned, not merely enjoying your success. You're ensuring that this doesn't occur again. People are feeling the lion. The mood altered as you entered. Your physical size has no bearing on the presence you exude. Something strong and spiritual is taking place. People are naturally able to identify someone who is functioning at a higher level. Even if you're silent and composed, the roar is audible. Deep pain is occurring as a result of feeling that power. When assuming a position of power, selected ones bear this. This is assurance, not arrogance. This confidence is unwavering. You're not fighting this war by yourself. You're not using your own strength to move. There is divine support. There is supernatural assistance available. Your opponent feels this on some level. They are aware that this isn't simply another human foe. This person has an inexplicable connection to power. They're frightened by it. They have always used intimidation as their whole tactic. In order to feel large, they make others feel small. You don't feel little, however. You don't feel threatened. You have an unshakable calm strength as you sit there. They're the ones who feel little for the first time in a long time. There's more to what you are doing than this particular moment. Generations to come will be reminded of the memory you are making. You are creating a benchmark that will serve as an example for others who follow in your footsteps. A pattern that has been in place for too long is being broken by you. This dynamic, in which certain individuals consistently prevailed, has persisted for years. That dynamic is going to come to an end. Your whole line will be affected by this triumph. This is a tale your kids will hear throughout their lives. This is the time that your spiritual sons and daughters will remember. This will be remembered by your town as the day when everything changed. The day when someone got up at last. Everyone who is related to you will gain because you did it. You're winning for more than just yourself. For all those who have been fired, you are winning. Your triumph validates the possibility of success. Your innovation demonstrates that the system is vulnerable. Your achievement proves that supernatural support is more effective than natural advantage. This surpasses you in size. Legacy is what this is. There is a generational change here. This moment redefines what is possible and alters family trees. Everything that has been handed down to you, you are taking. All of the knowledge and insights gained during adversity. You are making precise use of it all at this one instant. You are combining fresh insight with age-old knowledge. You are fusing supernatural perception with conventional knowledge. That combo can't be stopped. There will be rage. There will be humiliation. There will be desperation. People who are desperate act in desperate ways. Some would prefer to ruin the whole game than see you prevail. You have to be prepared because winning this fight might lead to war. Avoid the error of rejoicing without taking precautions against negative reactions. Be astute, calculated, and safe. Pride and anger will push the person you insulted. To them, seemingly irrational decisions will make perfect sense. You will be the focus of discussions over the next several days. People will be discussing and evaluating you. Some out of envy, some out of curiosity. You'll be steadfast in your accomplishments. Anticipate discussions you didn't start. Anticipate inquiries and scrutiny that you did not request. Everyone wants to know how you defeat the top player. Your constancy will demonstrate this to them. You will demonstrate this to them by continuing to be excellent. In the atmosphere, a lot has been happening that you couldn't see. You've been singled out. People have been planning around you and keeping an eye on you. You may have sensed it. The feeling that something was going on behind the scenes. The feeling that something wasn't quite right. Everything is now becoming clear. You can view the discussions that were taking place about you. Plans to restrict you are being shown to you. You may be shocked or wounded. But remember this. You still prevailed in spite of everything. Nevertheless, you got up and conquered. It was all for nothing. It was all in vain. The intervention of God thwarted all their plots. Your triumph is so strong because of this. This battle wasn't merely fair. This was your triumph against organized resistance. This was you overcoming concerted opposition. People deliberately worked to stop you from succeeding, but you succeeded. Your win becomes even more remarkable when others can relate to what you endured. Your achievement becomes much more motivating. Your achievements become much more indisputable. You triumphed against heavy odds, not simply won. Despite the plot, you prevailed. When everything was set up to go against you, you prevailed. The way this all transpired is what's beautiful. Someone was used by the devil. The major conversation happened out of pride. You would never win, that mouth said. It was the prelude to their own demise. They're losing more than just the game now. Their reputation and trustworthiness are eroding. The sense of invincibility they worked so hard to establish is fading. You exposed someone in addition to beating them. The fact that it was self-inflicted is beautiful. You didn't need to use foul language. You didn't need to declare anything significant. That was all done for you. The stakes were raised. They made the drama. The moment became meaningful. They must now deal with the fallout. They must confront everyone who overheard their boasts. They must explain how the unwinnable individual just dominated. That's what hubris costs. That's what happens when you underestimate people. When your ego creates checks that you're unable to pay, that is what occurs. You thus won twice. Both the physical contest and the psychological battle were won by you. For months, they will relive this scene in their minds. They will be perplexed as to how they made such a mistake. They'll question how they failed to see what you were holding. It hurts every time they think about it. It is impossible to forget this loss. This is a lesson that will last a lifetime. Incredulous, they are settling into their seats. They are attempting to comprehend the recent events. How could they have lost so badly? How are they embarrassed by the individual they dismissed? There are no logical solutions. It was not a case of skill against skill. This has to do with miraculous timing and heavenly intervention. The universe decided it was time for a shift at this point. It's time to humble the haughty. It's time to elevate the undervalued. It's time for the selected one to assume leadership. Everyone in the audience is aware of it. You made a statement in addition to winning the game. The whole dynamic was altered by you. You changed the balance of power. What is conceivable has been redefined by you. Nothing will return to its previous state. This is how it feels to defeat the top player out of the blue. When a selected person assumes complete power, it looks like this. This is the result of human obedience combined with divine timing. This is the moment you were created for. You were ready for this conflict. You were in a position to win. You are entering a new stage of life now that it has occurred. Your life has just taken a different turn. Your reputation has just changed. Your course just changed. These days, the doors that open are different. You have access to higher-level discussions. The available opportunities have been improved. You demonstrated an intangible aspect of oneself. The individual who sat down at this table is no longer you. You become est uplift and shanget. Everione is avara of it. Use this momentum to your advantage. Make the most of this win. This is only the beginning, not the finish. The service is a basis for all subsequent actions. This service is a starting point for your following phase. You just accomplished what others said you were incapable of. What more can you do? 10. Can you beat any other giants? You just learned something significant about yourself from the universe. The views of others do not restrict you. Failures in the past do not define you. You have a magical edge. You have heavenly support as you go. You are using your spiritual authority. These factors come together to make you invincible. Give the person on the other side of you a smile. Grin those who are observing. Give yourself a smile. You simply show your identity to the divine. What the universe started you were carrying is what you are carrying. Your spirit has always taught you that you are competent. Unexpectedly, you defeated the top player. The unbeaten were humiliated by you. Everyone who was watching was astounded by you. The fact that this is not your ultimate shopper is the finest part. You are not at your full capacity. You are just realizing that you have Spaß. This is just you being aware of your power. Imagine what would happen if you embrace everything that you were destined to be. The person who misjudged you is shocked. That's right. They just had a glimpse of what is ahead for you. They were just in the early phases of your emergence. Consider who you will seem after you have mastered the game if you are only learning your hand. That version of you is not ready for anybody. However, that version will be available soon. They are currently working on that version. Enjoy this for the moment. There was astonishment on tire expressions. There was a change in the mood. Take pleasure in the fact that you have completely altered your course. You received a hand you didn't anticipate. You used cards you were unaware you possessed. You believed you would lose a game, but you won it. You learned something about yourself that completely transforms your life. You won. You are a victor. When the starkest are greatest, you step up to the plate. You walk well under duress. When it counts most, you deliver. Well done. The greatest player was just defeated by you. The unwinnable game is now yours. You were just achieved the seemingly impossible. You are now aware of your own potential. You now realize what you are really holding. You might now observe what happens when you have fight in the process. You play your hand and leave the rest to the divine. Now is your time. This is your triumph. This is your breakthrough. This is just the start of what is going to happen. Greetings from your new world. Greetings from your new level. Welcome to the side of the table that wins. This art is yours because of you. Earn it now. Take it over now. Walk from it now. You were mad for this, which is how you ended up here. You were ready for this. This is what you were meant to Donnerstag. Everyone who has doubts about you just got tired schooling. They just discovered what happens when you disregard someone who has the support of the cosmos. The fact that you succeeded without losing yourself is the most lovely aspect. You remained honest. You maintained your integrity. You remained loyal to yourself. That's what distinguishes a true champion. That's how real power is identified. That is proof of heavenly support. You might succeed without making any concessions when the universe is on your side. All you need to do is be who you are. Allow God to transform impossible circumstances into unavoidable triumphs. Let the Almighty transform losers into winners. Now your adversary is calculating. They are unsure about what they should do next. They want to know whether they should recruit you or become friends with you. You are 3 steps ahead of them while they are calculating. You are using Motan your strategy. You are walking from revelation. Downloads are being sent to you. Decisions are being made for you. You have a permanent edge because of it. TFH's mentality when playing checkers. You have spiritual guidance when playing chess. The struggle isn't even fair. It was never the case. Avoid becoming what you defeat. Don't take on the traits of the person you just shamed. Don't allow winning make you the bad guy. Continue being who you are. Remain firmly grounded in your principles. Remain rooted in your mission. Your alignment with the divine is what gives you your power. Giving yourself up to your mission is what gives you power. Accepting that you have been selected gives you power. You will continue to succeed as long as you keep it in mindestens. You will continue to rise. You will continue to grow into all you were destined to be. Tika zeet and zettelin. Bekomme uzet to the sensation. Adjust to this level. You're not going to give up. You're not going back to your previous location. From here, you're on your way. From this base, you are climbing higher. Your new normal is this. Your new baseline is this. Everything that follows builds on your recent achievement. Every open door opens up to something bigger. Every chance elevates you. You become a better with each relationship. Unexpectedly and unquestionably, you defeated the top player. For everyone, not just you, the whole game has now altered. You demonstrated that it is possible to defeat the so-called invincible. It is possible to overcome the allegedly unbeatable. It is possible to exceed the supposedly better. The evidence is you. The proof is you. The testimony is you. It was you who accomplished what others claimed was impossible. You are renowned for that. You are memorable because of that. As a result, others speak about you as an inspiration. This is your time to leave a legacy. For years to come, people will continue to tell this narrative. Generations have been referring to this win. You used shown to the world that unexpected success is achievable. You were used shown to your ancestors how important heavenly support is. You simply prove to yourself that you are capable of doing this. This is what you did. And because you surprisingly defeated the top player, you'll do it again. And it marks as a difference. However, after spending time with you, others around you begin to undergo significant life changes. You have catalytic energy. It speeds up change. It accelerates the wake-up process. It causes healing on a deeper level than words or deeds. This is a chosen one's embodied power. People are not healed by you. The atmosphere you create helps them remember how to repair themselves. You are not imagining the telepathic connections you are feeling. Someone calls you when you are thinking about them. From across the nation, you are experiencing another person's feelings. You're getting knowledge that you can't rationally understand. Beyond the confines of your own mind, your awareness is growing. It is establishing a connection with a larger awakened being network. You are connecting with the collective awareness of all the selected individuals who are activating at the same time all over the world. You all feel it when one of you has a breakthrough. You all have access to a new skill when one of you finds it. You are no longer unique persons. A global awareness network is coming online in real time, and you are nodes in it. Additionally, this network's bandwidth is growing at an exponential rate. Every selected person who wakes up and plugs and causes it to rise. The more powerful you are, the more determined they will be to stop you. They will attempt to discredit you, alienate you, and get you to question your own experiences. They will sow the seeds of uncertainty and terror via those who are close to you. They will set up scenarios that will make you wonder whether this awakening is genuine or only a fantasy. There will be more financial strain. They will attempt to put you back in a survival mode where you are too preoccupied with your problems to concentrate on your spiritual growth. They will upend your relationships and force you to choose between your awakening and the people you care about. They will target your well-being, reputation, and feeling of security. Here's what they don't comprehend, however. You become stronger with each assault. Every obstacle makes you depend more and more on your inner strength. In fact, every effort to undermine you strengthens your spiritual muscles. You're no longer the same person who is susceptible to manipulation by outside forces. A threshold has been reached by you. You cannot be pushed back across by them. You've seen what's beyond the curtain. You've experienced real power. Additionally, once you are completely awake, there is no way to go back to sleep. Technology will also be used in the assaults. Your vibration will be lowered by the stuff that social media algorithms attempt to provide to you. News cycles will try to keep you in a state of dread and rage. You will be inundated with messages of helplessness and hopelessness from entertainment. But now you can see right through it. When manipulation occurs, you can spot it. You can tell when information is meant to inform you rather than to program you. When a message is intended to empower you rather than dominate you, you can tell. You've developed razor-sharp judgment. The same strategy they have always used is currently being employed. However, you've mastered the art of reading plays before they are performed. You are currently working a few steps ahead, and that's what separates being awake from being sleeping. You respond to their movements while you sleep. You're awake and waiting for them. When you're fully awake, they don't matter. They'll attempt to recruit you too. Offers of cash, notoriety, power, and exclusive information. They will pose as allies, saying they want to assist you in using your talents. They will provide you a stage, fame, and the opportunity to meet other awakened people. There will be conditions connected to every offer, constraints that gradually undermine your sovereignty and integrity. They will give it a pleasing appearance. They'll present it as a chance. They will present it as a pleasure or an honor. However, the goal of every offer is the same: to subjugate you, control you, and neutralize your danger by integrating you into their system. Additionally, they have leverage after you're inside. You owe them once you take their resources. They have the right to remove your platform after you have built it on their infrastructure. For decades, they have used this method to subjugate enlightened humans and spiritual teachers. You're not falling for it, however. You're creating a platform of your own. You are producing your own materials. You are taking charge of your own destiny. Additionally, they have no authority over you since you owe them nothing. Not everyone who says they've been woken is. There are many persons in the spiritual world who have mastered the language, but have not completed the inner work. They are still acting from ego and restriction, even if they may speak about energy and awareness. You'll be able to identify true, selected ones by their energy rather than their words, since they are uncommon. The infiltration of false light beings into spiritual societies is quite sophisticated. Instructors who channel beings that identify as ascended masters. However, their teachings encourage victim awareness and spiritual avoidance. Workshop leaders that utilize sophisticated psychological manipulation tactics disguised as empowerment training. Gurus who, instead of empowering pupils to reach their own inner authority, foster dependence. Influencers on social media who promote instant spiritual fixes without doing the required introspection. They may be found anywhere. They are hazardous because they inoculate individuals against true awakening, but they're also persuasive. They provide them with a synthetic version that keeps them imprisoned but feels spiritual. Because they know how to hide their parasitic tendencies, energy vampires are especially hazardous in spiritual groups. While methodically stealing the life essence from sincere searchers, they portray themselves as highly advanced. They plan rituals and events with the intention of drawing participants' spiritual energy. They establish fictitious spiritual hierarchies in which they claim to be the guardians of enlightenment. Despite their claims to be light workers and healers, their presence leaves you feeling exhausted. Most likely, you have already come across a number of them. That instructor who made you feel insignificant. That healer that left you exhausted. That guru who said you couldn't reach your own power without them. They are not available to assist you. They are there to take advantage of you. And you can see them right away now that you're awake. As soon as the vigorous extraction effort begins, you may feel it. And before they can establish themselves, you shut it down. Using discernment to navigate these tainted spiritual settings becomes your strength. A frequency that resonates with spiritual authority rather than fake charm is carried by true enlightened individuals. Instead of taking away from your strength, their presence increases it. Instead of making you reliant on their advice, they promote a direct line of communication with the source. They don't act out of spiritual ego disguised as enlightenment, but rather out of true humility.